Hello and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dylan's here with me.
Yeah, me too.
And we are celebrating our 99th episode.
Mm-hmm.
And in true fashion,
Going back to our roots.
going
with
back,
this one.
going back to our roots.
The sequel to the one that started it all.
Yes. For those of you who have been a fan for a while or have listened back on the catalog,
Congratulations. Also, sorry.
well, you know, our first episode was Terminator. The Terminator.
Oh, yes.
And I had never watched that movie before, and so watching that was pleasant.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it was
And
very
it's
great.
like the man says, I'll be back.
I'll be back. And so we already have plans for our 100th episode.
Mm-hmm.
So this being the episode that involves a movie before that big extravaganza.
Right.
Dylan, the most intelligent, as always, decided to choose
Hey, man. Don't go spreading false ideas out there.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And boy, oh boy, if there is... I have...
We got a nice track record of the sequels. I've been
Bingo.
showing you the best.
Bingo. I was
At
just
least
gonna...
as far as sequels go, I'd like to think would be the best.
I have said on and off the podcast for the past couple weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
I have come to realize this. Again, I'm not saying it's some revelation that no one else knows.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm saying things that no one...
This is brand new news.
This is just something that I have realized consuming more movies,
A breakthrough discovery.
specifically the first movie in a series and then subsequently the first sequel that it is a quality movie.
Right.
And this one fits into that characteristic as well.
Oh, yeah.
Great first movie, loved it, established the series, does a great job. And this movie continues it, and may I say, finishes it.
Oh, yes. In
The-
the best way possible.
The second and final Terminator movie ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And you
It's
can
one of the few that I'm amazed that they haven't rehashed and subsequently destroyed.
I mean, right.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, it's a good thing that hasn't happened, where they
Mhm.
have made a subsequent 4 other films that were not good.
Yeah, I'd like to congratulate Hollywood on their restraint.
All right, on not beating this horse to
Mhm.
death.
Yep.
And
They
then
just-
beating the dead horse even more.
Mhm. It had a great run in the
Right.
races, and then they set it free.
Yeah, exactly. And now this stallion runs free on the horizon
Mhm.
with no impending doom of any kind of Judgment Day to be had.
No, indeed. So,
So, with all that being said,
Mhm.
and all of our sarcasm and satire out the way,
right.
um,
What'd you think of the movie?
oh, buddy. I think I have seen a little more of this movie than I thought I did.
There was a point in time, I think it was during one of our little get-togethers, that I had put it on. Just
Right.
winging it.
I believe I've seen more of the third act of the movie, like the kind of the conclusion part. And I also go ahead and say it now. I will do a little callback to our first episode.
Oh,
I talked about this in the first episode,
Mm.
and it was I was probably I was an adolescent boy.
Mhm.
I don't want to say I was like a teenager or anything. I was, maybe 12,
Yeah.
13. And the movie came on some sort of television station.
Yeah.
And I remember vaguely understanding what was going on.
Mhm.
Like I understood what it was sort of. And I had stumbled across it on the scene where she's hacking into the table.
Yeah.
And I remember that pretty vividly.
Mhm.
In the desert, don't know what's going on. She seems angsty, and she's just carving into a table or whatever.
Right.
And then she kind of dozes off.
Yeah.
And then this is when the scene happens where the
nightmare.
nuke goes off.
Mhm.
And I just remember watching the nuke go off, and then of course everyone being burned alive.
Oh, yeah.
And then the shockwave happened and blew them all away. And of course, the thing that stuck with me the most, and really traumatized me for for a pretty good amount of time was
Yeah.
her holding onto the fence as her skin was melting away and
Yeah.
her screaming in agony.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the shockwave hits, like all her flesh blasts off and she's just a skeleton basically,
Right.
but still on fire.
Oh yeah.
And I just remember like literally going like, wow,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be watching this.
Mm-hmm.
And then and I remember like very quickly after that happening, moving on to something else, maybe some sort of cartoon or something, or
Right.
I don't know, who knows at that
Yeah.
at this point. But I remember that
to dilute the experience you just
that stuck with me. Anytime anyone mentioned anything about like atomic warfare, I was like, I felt like I was there in some capacity. I was like,
I had that same fear of meteors.
Really?
Yeah, asteroids.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
anytime
you're
I saw
right
like
though.
a jet fly in the sky, the
Yeah, as they do.
freaked me the fuck out.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was just atomic warfare. Again, I remember talking about in history class, Hiroshima and all that stuff, and and other things involving nuclear warfare and stuff. And I was like, oh God, please no, I don't want to. I was like, I don't. Yeah,
it is one of the. Well, actually, I won't say few because there are many, but it is a very notable man-made horror.
Oh yeah, very much.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, other than that, even watching it now in my adult life, I was like, yeah, this is still kind of
freaky.
It's kind of traumatizing now.
Oh yeah,
watching women and children alike just being burned alive.
mm-hmm.
It's like,
exploded. Yeah,
and it doesn't help the fact that earlier in the movie she really does describe the dream to you, the nightmare, if I will.
Yeah.
In pretty good detail, to where like I don't even have to see the dream to go, yeah, that sounds awful.
Wow. Vivid.
Blow away, watch their body burn to a crisp, and then as the shockwave hits them, blow away like paper in the wind. I was like,
disintegrate.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough traumatizing everyone listening. I'm
Right.
sorry, I didn't mean to take that turn, but I just felt like I had to share that one moment.
Right.
But man, this movie fires on all cylinders, dude. It released in 1991.
Yep.
But it has all the fun of an 80s action movie.
Oh yeah.
But it has some of the like turn of the decade like technology. Some of it's good, some of it's kind of a little strange, but man, the movie hits like
it is quintessential
right
in the action genre.
There's so many guns.
Oh yeah.
So many guns of all varieties. Fire, dude. The shots of fire in this movie are just top notch.
Oh yes.
The first like action shot that I remember was whenever he hits the first big rig truck when he's on the motorcycle, sneaks underneath that overpass, whatever, and the big rig hits it.
Yeah.
And it hits the fuel can, sparks something, and then the whole thing goes up in blaze, and you're watching Arnold Schwarzenegger and this boy on a motorcycle just like poof, explosion goes up, and you're like, oh damn, this is legit. Yeah, I love the story of how the tables have turned.
Right.
How
the first attempt didn't work, so they're like, okay, let's just go after a fucking kid now.
Right.
Rather than nipping it in the bud.
Yeah.
Just kill the bud.
Right. I mean the fact that like there is the previous antagonist is now our like almost main protagonist.
Right. After they destroyed the first T-800.
Right.
John got the bright idea to just snatch one up and reprogram it to protect his past self.
Right.
From any incursions from the future.
That's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love that about this.
Oh, yeah.
The movie starts off kind of ambiguous as to like what's going on.
Right.
It feels like there's two people that are probably after the boy at the same time.
Right.
But little do you know, the T-800 himself is coming to save him. And
what an ally to have.
Oh, yeah, you mean the ally to have?
Right.
There is so many good shots with the T-1000, which is played by Robert Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many great shots of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Robert Patrick just duking it out.
Mm-hmm.
even if you take away the fact that they're like immortal robot beings,
Right.
like just the actions of them fighting and like the weight of them being thrown around and like set pieces being destroyed feels so solid.
Oh yeah.
And feels nice.
Mm-hmm.
And of course you can't neglect like the first few like shotgun blasts.
Oh
the
no.
the T-1000
Dude,
gets.
the sound effects that they lay over these guns,
Dude,
are amazing.
yeah. Towards the end, there's like a, I don't think it's a Desert Eagle, but it definitely is a big. I want to say it's a 44.
Yeah.
Or like it's a big pistol,
Mm-hmm.
and she pulls out that gun and goes. Doosh, doosh. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's a big gun.
The fuck kind of ammo are you
Yeah,
using?
exactly. Yeah. But anyways, like I said, the destruction of things, how it nothing feels. It has a similar feel to how some of Godzilla's stuff happens, where it all feels like real and practical and not like it's like made out of cardboard or anything.
Right.
Like when it hits stuff and it falls down the right way and or it shatters and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that. It just feels like a really good action
It's
movie.
a very well put together film.
Yeah. And like I said before, it hits that sweet spot that sequels have been hitting for me recently. The first sequel, usually. Some would say the second movie.
Right.
This movie, like I have said before about the whole sequel conversation, is that it expands upon what you already know.
Right.
You don't have to worry about introducing a lot of new characters, so you can just kind of hit the ground running with the good stuff.
It does what a sequel is supposed to do.
Right. This movie was 2.5 hours. Felt a little longer, but at no point did I feel like it dragged on.
Oh, no.
I think the action was good. Everything felt tight, and it was very concise.
It should be noted we watched the theatrical version as opposed to the extended version that I didn't know about.
There's an extended version?
Yeah, they had like 2 other versions on the disc that I had no
Really?
idea were there.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it adds?
I have no idea, but I plan to find out one day.
Right. That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Our young boy, who's
John
a little
Connor.
John Connor, is he's a little rapscallion.
Yeah.
He's getting into all kinds of trouble, and oh man, I
He is
love
a bit of a con artist at the start.
I love the early '90s. Just the easiness of like
Right.
just hacking an ATM.
Yeah. No big deal.
Oh man, and just
just withdraw $300 from some random dude's
and
bank account.
going to an arcade, or just fixing
Blow
up
it $300.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like just fixing a dirt bike and riding it around town, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, but there are so many aspects of the movie that involve the T-800 interacting with the world that I loved.
Right.
It's baffling at some points and kind of funny, I think.
Yeah.
That we as normal humans interact with obstacles and we're like, shit. And then, of course, here comes the T-800 blasting his way through.
Yeah.
I think it is so...
What's that? The door's locked?
Yeah. Well,
lock.
Dude,
It's a door. It's supposed to open.
One that comes to mind that I thought was hilarious was like the boy runs up to what's his name? The guy who was creating the
Miles Dawson.
Miles.
Yeah.
They're running up to Miles' house, and then John tries to open the door, and the door is closed or whatever, and then the Terminator just like walks up behind him and just like proceeds to just
open the
door and
breaking
like
the lock with ease.
It shatters and like shit falls to the ground and like makes hilarious metal clanking noises,
Yeah.
and it was effortless as if it was unlocked.
Oh yeah.
And that happens a few more times. One that I think is hilarious is he gets in the car and then proceeds to grab a hold of the ignition switch, proceeds to break it off, and then throws the cowl off and somehow like force starts the car. And then the kid's like, "Oh, hey, you can just find the key." no big deal. But anyway, and again, like I said, simpler time. Just keeping your keys in the visor like that.
I'm so glad.
Never again would you do that.
That they kept the Terminator as imposing a figure as he was in the first movie. Like, they did not downplay the fact that this is an unstoppable machine at all.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I think they played it up a bit.
Well, yeah. The first like interaction of combat we have in the hallway of the back room of the mall, whenever he grabs the boy and turns around, he's like, "Ah, my God!" screaming, and he's just like
a full
clip of pistol ammunition in his back, and you're like, "Oh, yeah."
It's like, I think that fucking tickled.
Yeah.
Who the hell did that?
Yeah. Oh, funny. So you could take me out like that.
I want to up it up a few calibers, buddy.
Right. But you want to talk about like an actual imposing villain?
The T-1000.
Terrifying.
I didn't think you could improve upon the initial concept of a Terminator.
Right.
And the same like base construct for it is still there. Like this is a machine that will stop at nothing to kill its target.
Right.
But
it's what it's made out of.
They just varied it up a bit.
I mean, yeah.
Even more terrifying than it already would have been.
And I love that. I could be wrong, and people probably have their opinions about this movie. This is one of those movies. It's a classic.
Right.
And I know I have differing opinions than most people when it comes to this kind of stuff. I love how they introduced certain things, and it didn't feel like it was shoving it down my throat, or like being like, "Oh, you don't know what this means," like that kind of stuff. The big thing is like, when the kid asks what seems to be a dumb question, but an honest question, is like, "Well, why doesn't he just turn to a bomb and come and just blow me up or whatever?" And of course,
he cannot copy complex machinery.
Right. He just swords and knives.
Right.
But he can use guns, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. And then I like that though. I like that he has a restriction, if you want to call it that, at some point.
Right.
But
and it makes sense, at least with the way he explains it.
Exactly. And I love that. That's one other aspect of the movie that I loved so much was the banter between John and the T-800. Oh man, there's so many like golden moments in there. Definitely. Where again you just have this dry robotic obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger just like delivering the lines like they are on the page. I mean, for good reason, obviously, but I like that he like develops this kind of personality, and I think it really does have an impact towards the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, it
really makes you feel like, damn, this sucks, because you kind of, I maybe because I've already seen it before, but you kind of understand like what's going on here. Like I can see like we're getting down to like the end of the wire here, and we all know what has to happen. He can't stay around,
right?
But it's
And if there's one thing that you know that I'm a sucker for, it's a robot with a heart.
Oh man, yeah. You're right.
Either by way of developing one as time progresses, or just a nice robot.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Bicentennial Man?
Yes.
I have not. I haven't watched that. I've watched it once, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah, that's another one I need to get my hands on.
Speaking of robot with a heart, that's it,
right.
At least that's what I remember it being, sort of.
I believe so. Yeah,
or something along the lines. The Robin Williams classic,
of course.
But anyways, yes, the fact that this Terminator like kind of develops a personality, and the banter between those two are really great, and I love the comedic timing of some of the lines.
Yeah, like
whenever he's in the car and he's like, you can't just say affirmative. Like,
right.
That kind of felt
sounds like a dork.
It kind of feels a little cringy now, like the line delivery from the boy. but I like the fact of how the T-800 lines are delivered, like as it progresses down.
Oh yeah,
I think it's really cool.
Rather than staying monotone, he actually develops a tone.
Yeah,
to his voice.
Or the minor, he tries to like smile every now and then.
Right.
Like, just these little kind of awkward
new gestures, phrases.
Yeah, it's just really cool. There's even like some subtle things that he didn't tell him explicitly to say. But he kind of picks up on, like I believe he said, like, trust me, we have to do this, like, or whatever, at one time. And then whenever they are exiting, I think, the facility or whatever it is to get the arm and the chip and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, surrounded by police.
I think he said, trust me. And you're like, and kind of give him like a little smile or like a little half smile like he does. And I was like, oh, that's such a nice touch. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Do you have a favorite character in the movie? Besides the T-800? I mean,
well, let me think.
I don't really know.
Yeah, no, yeah. T-800.
Yeah, T-800. That is what it is. It's the only one I'll let it pass on.
Of course.
Right. What would you describe this movie in 3 words as? Solid liquid gaseous.
No. Let's see.
Oh, I love it. Solid liquid gaseous.
Uncle Bob's Vacation.
Yes. Oh, dude. After he gets beat to hell and back, he's like, I need a vacation. Like, you need much more than that, buddy.
You need some fucking repairs, right? Dude. You're missing a fucking arm.
You need a left arm in a right hemisphere of your face.
Some new skin might do you some good.
Oh, buddy. Oh, dude. Do you have a favorite part of this movie? Like one in particular that you think is really nice?
My favorite part would have to be the initial encounter between the T-800 and Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
That moment there is my favorite.
That is a good moment. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude.
She's trying to escape this psych ward that they've had her locked up in for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And after finally, getting out, the high security wing of the facility, an elevator opens.
Oh, dude.
Seemingly a stroke of good luck, but then she sees the fucking Terminator walk out and is, like, immediately reduced to a almost sobbing mess. Like, she immediately starts panicking. Like, pure terror.
There is a level of, like, there's being scared or being in terror.
Yeah.
But, like, there is very few times where I feel like I would reasonably use the word dread, existential dread.
Oh yeah.
And it was in that moment whenever she like tries to back up and slips she was running because again she like hit the down button on the elevator, like you said, seemingly at a stroke of good luck it opens just to have the Terminator open up, and she's running towards the door and then catches herself and slides and then slips and falls and then like has this look of sheer dread and terror on her face. It's like, yeah, that is a woman that has been hunted and almost killed by one of these things. But yeah, it is
just to have the object of that dread.
Yeah, exactly.
Just horror stuck with you, giving you nightmares. Just come out of the elevator like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Holding a shotgun like akimbo right here. Oh man. Jesus. Yeah. I how do you even describe it? The fact that everything that the Terminator does is effortless makes it so funny,
purposeful,
and so
no hesitation,
like believable to a certain degree as like a machine man. But like just the fact that
computer.
Just the fact that he just like grabs people by their shirt and like throws them through a window, and you're like, that's fine. And then just like this woman in a security outfit, like
gives
walks
him the elbow to the face.
Yeah, and then he just doesn't move, but then proceeds to just grab her face and then push her on the floor. And not only does she fall, but then slides
flying.
Slides a few feet down the ground. And then again, instead of trying to get up, she's just like, oh, I'm just gonna lay here.
Okay, yeah, I'm done.
Nah, I'm out.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah. Not only did I
took an elbow like it was nothing.
I broke my elbow, but at the same time I think got like just pushed on the ground,
right?
Like a middle school bully.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh dude. And then of course whenever I guess he's like the warden or he's like the head over the psych ward or whatever. Right. He has like the cap in his mouth because he was gonna
sedate Sarah,
right,
after she had ran away, seeing the Terminator. They like pinned her to the ground.
Yeah.
And we're about to put her under.
And then he has the capsule in his mouth as this whole like sequence is going out. And then of course our liquid boy himself, T-1000, liquefies
through the
bars. And then the camera cuts to him for a split second as he just like the cap for the medicine just like falls out of his mouth in this like sheer moment of like
flabbergasted.
Holy shit.
It's like, okay, do I need to go under? I'm starting to think I'm crazy.
At that point, it's like, I want to know what it must feel like to half-heartedly believe that this woman is crazy, but then also think that like she has some grain of truth. We just need to figure out how crazy she is and how truthful all this is.
Right.
And like really believe in that. Getting paid government money probably to like really figure this out from her. Just to have that shit go down. All in one night, and I think he was unscathed. I think, or I mean, besides probably getting his arm like messed up or whatever.
Oh yeah. Other than that, that's the last time we see him is in the psych ward after the T-1000.
At that point, I would rethink my life. I would be like, I don't.
Like, all right,
you know what?
That's cool.
She wasn't crazy.
Yeah. And
I don't know what to do now. So.
Right.
Oh, dude. There's so many good moments in this movie, and I don't feel like I'm touching on all of them. And I don't want to give this a disservice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The stereotypical. It's a stereotype now, but for a good reason. There's nothing more badass in that moment than him having this, this no stock shotgun in the beginning of the movie. Right. It's a pump action. And then for him to do the Terminator flip around to reload the shotgun.
Like a fucking lever action sawed off.
Yeah. And dude, there is nothing more badass in that moment than him being on a motorcycle and then with his left hand just like flips this shotgun around to reload it and just starts blasting this dude. I'm
it's the coolest.
Careless. I mean, or not careless. I'm sorry, effortless is what I should say. Just, I mean, not even trying.
Right amount of flair.
Oh man, it's so. And he does that
machine styling.
Oh my gosh, he is a biker guy. I mean, glasses, leather jacket, all of it, and it has
got the look.
It's just like flipping the shotgun around and blasting this dude. It's like, oh my god, so cool,
beautiful.
There's other moments like that in the movie that I'm trying to get across that I can't remember it right now.
Let's see. There was whenever he was taking care of the entire police force.
Yes.
After they retrieved like the chip and the arm from Cyberdyne.
Right.
He brought a minigun with him and a fucking grenade launcher.
Oh my god.
Destroys all of their patrol cars. Scares away a fucking helicopter.
That's a damn minigun.
Right.
As he's flying away.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Proceeds to go down the stairs to intercept the SWAT team.
Right.
That have now been shooting tear gas. And
just like a badass just walks through.
And of course, this doesn't affect him. So they're like, get on the ground, put your hands behind your head. He's like, yeah, whatever. Okay.
He just keeps walking.
Takes out his gun, starts shooting them in the knees one by one.
Dude, he starts kneecapping all those guys. Just like, bow, one at a time.
Picks up one of the grenade launchers, fires around into the last two guys like in the building.
Yeah.
And then just starts mowing the rest of them down.
He hits a guy in the chest and knocking him back with a tear gas canister, and he goes, ugh, and he flies back, and then the last guy, who has any brain cells left, turns around, is running, and then he gets shot in the back like, ugh, and he's like, oh my back.
That's a vertebrae dislocated.
Dude, he definitely is gonna wake up with a bruise tomorrow. I love in that same scene you're talking about with the minigun where he's chasing off all the police officers to get him off the building. He gets all of them out the way, and he's like proceeded to like blow up the police cars, and I mean just like unload a full chain of minigun ammunition, whatever it's considered, on all the vehicles, right peppered with rounds, all of it. And then he does he scans the area, and then all of it, he looks around, like casualties 0, and he just he just turns around, and I just said mission success.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so good. I love it.
He swore.
Exactly. He held his hand and gave an oath.
I will not kill anybody.
Yeah, and then proceeds to again kneecap another guy, another security guard,
severely wound.
Oh no,
many people.
Hops on the motorcycle. He will live.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Jesus, oh, it's so good. And then, oh man, to add insult to injury, he also goes outside that same scene where he knocks the guys out with the gas canisters. He just starts littering them with gas to again further shoo them away,
right,
to get the police officers away. And then,
dude, that's my favorite part. He proceeds to walk up to these two that are kneeling next to one of the SWAT vans
with the only gas masks.
Yes. And he just nonchalantly walks up to them and takes them off.
he grabs the guy with the collar and just rips his mask off. The guy goes, and then another guy. I'm pretty sure the other guy goes, what? And then it's so perfect.
It's amazing.
Just imagine. Oh man, you mean the only two guys left that could stand, and all the guy does it almost pissing yourself. He just takes your mask off and walks away, and you're just like, I can't see.
Oh, it's the best.
I just think it's so funny. Oh, it's perfect.
That's it's like grabbing somebody by the gun that they have pointed at you and just ejecting them.
Right.
Magazine.
Yeah. Oh man,
that's great.
That's perfect. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, you're right. Just ejecting the magazine.
Right.
Nah, you can't do that. Another a little funny moment I was talking about was whenever they're trying to get the door open again, and they're like, I can't get it, I can't do it, or whatever. And he's like, let me try mine. And then he stands there and then fires a grenade launcher at it.
Right.
And not only does it blow up the door, and you get a shot from the inside of this door absolutely getting obliterated. And then it cuts to the scene, what I would say the mirror camera.
Right.
It's in the opposite corner on the outside of the room where the Terminator's standing, and then you see the door blow up, and then just debris and fire and smoke all just blast towards him, and then he just stands there and takes it.
Right.
And it's man,
doesn't need to worry about debris.
Nah, dude. He just stands there and takes it. It's Jesus. It
shows doors the error of their ways.
Right. Explosions just go around him.
Right.
And won't even bother.
Nah.
But there's also so many really good. I mean, obviously, I'm not the first person to say this, probably, but the camera shots in this movie are so well done.
Oh yeah,
there's so many really good angles and color and just just understanding the setting and the landscape, and then all of the effects, the practical explosions and everything.
Oh yeah,
it's it all is this beautiful song and dance of seeing how it all works to make it feel larger than life or imposing or whatever. And a couple times that happens is when the T-1000 will roll up.
Yeah.
And in the reflection of his glasses, you see the fire, you see the destruction. And it's just this he's so well lit, and then riding up to this, you can see this chaos in front of him of it just makes him feel like this evil, imposing character.
Oh
it's just crazy. It's really cool. So
that one shot of him running out of the elevator after they've escaped I want to say it was the psych ward, wasn't it? Yeah. They have stolen another police car.
Right.
And as they're turning around, you see him get up and start running.
Oh yeah.
Towards the camera, and it's terrifying.
Yeah. There are so many shots of the amorphous silver blob chasing or moving or doing anything, and it's a little unsettling.
Yeah. It
kind of has this feeling of uncanny valley kind of thing.
For 1991, it looks amazing.
Right. And that scene in particular is one of them where he is kind of silvery or whatever, because I think he recently got hit or exploded or something.
he had to like liquefy.
Oh,
himself
right. To like get
through the hole of the
to get
elevator.
through the hole, yeah. And so he's like hasn't fully like turned back into like his human self, and like he's saying, he just starts like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like like picking up pace as he runs, and it's like, oh shit, dude, we gotta run. But yeah, let's go into some fun facts. You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Linda Hamilton, who is the lady that plays Sarah Connor, has a twin.
Really?
Who is in the film, and she plays the imitation Sarah.
Holy shit!
In the scene where the T-1000 pretends to be Sarah Connor,
right
at the very end to kind of like try and get closer to our boy John.
That's insane.
So
I had no idea she had a twin.
Yeah, she has a twin sister.
Fuck?
And in the scene, I think they kind of worded this incorrectly because so Linda is our lead actress, and she is in the foreground,
right? And
so she's technically playing the T-1000 version of herself. Yeah. And then the girl that rounds the corner with the gun, who in the movie is our real main character, Sarah Connor, is actually her twin sister, Leslie, a little bit further in the background. Funny. So her twin sister runs around and is like,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Exactly. So that's a really cool little fun fact there. I read that. I was like, there's no way.
That's insane.
It says there's an alternate ending to this movie.
Really?
Including some serious dungarees. I don't know what that means. It was included on the DVD and Blu-ray releases. It shows the year 2027, in which Skynet, the war, and Judgment Day never happened. John Connor is now a senator and has a daughter who is seen playing in a park. You can see it right here. It gives a link. For some reason, the guy is in orange. Oh, he's in. Okay, they call it dungarees. It's overalls. He's in orange overalls. Reminds us.
I've never heard of dungarees.
I've heard of them before, but I didn't know what it was in this context. Reminds us of AC Slater. Don't worry, that doesn't count as one of the facts. Yeah, that's funny. So that's pretty funny.
Interesting.
There's a link to Fast Time.
What is
I
that?
don't know what Fast Time is. The shopping mall in which the two Terminators descend on John. That's the Santa Monica place.
Oh, okay.
The exterior, which was used as the Ridgemont Mall in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Huh.
How nice. Oh, I see. They changed the name. Mm-hmm. It's technically called Santa Monica Place, but in the movie, the mall that he goes to, and they're running around, and instead of it saying Santa Monica Place, it says Ridgemont Mall, which is it's a callback a link to Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So a little reference.
Neat.
Everything in the fire was burned for real. The opening war scene was shot at a demolished steel plant in Fontana.
That's cool.
On the outskirts of San Bernardino, east of Los Angeles.
Damn.
The twisted bikes, burned out cars, and blackened cinders of debris from the Universal Studios fire of 1989. When a disgruntled security guard torched the backlot. Holy shit.
Really?
I never knew that happened.
Jeez.
So basically, all that shit's real. Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Disgruntled is an understatement.
So it says that Michael Biehn?
Michael Biehn?
Michael Biehn? Is that how you say that? He played in Indiana Jones, isn't that right?
Really?
I believe so. Hold on, let's see. I gotta pull it up.
Who was he?
Michael Biehn? Biehn? He was in the original Terminator, Alien 5. Oh, jeez.
Alien 5?
Oh, Jesus. You'll know him if you've seen him. He was in the original Aliens. Or sorry, Aliens. Not. I'm dumb. Don't worry. Don't mind me. I could have swore he was in. The most recent movie we watched was Indiana Jones.
Oh.
Indiana Jones. Look up his name. And you'll see who I'm talking about.
Indiana Jones.
No. Oh man. Hey, we got ourselves a joker over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What did he play in last that I know him from? It's not Indiana Jones. I could have swore it was, but
I don't know. He apparently played in The Mandalorian.
Oh. I don't know that either.
Yeah.
I think the one that I'm thinking of, he's kind of a bad guy. I remember that. Oh, you know what?
What?
It may have been. It was. Oh, come on. The Western movie we watched.
Tombstone?
I believe he's in Tombstone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he is. Right here, I see it. Tombstone, yeah.
Nice.
He played the guy with the kind of wispy mustache. Forgot which one he was.
Cool.
Okay, anyways, I'm sorry. That was a little bit long-winded. Didn't mean for that to go on as long as it was. But that good. Guy was originally was originally in the movie. In 1993, the special edition cut of the film was released containing 17 minutes of unseen footage, including a scene in which Michael reprises his role as Kyle Reese in a dream sequence. Oh, and the Skynet edition released in 2009 saw a limited collector's edition in case. Okay. Interesting. No freaking way, dude.
Pretty cool.
How nice. The Terminator ride is the most expensive 12 minutes ever.
Really?
Yeah. It says that in 1996, Cameron directed an attraction at Universal Studios theme park called T2 3D Battle Across Time.
Oh, my God.
That saw the return of Schwarzenegger, Hamilton, Patrick, and Furlong to their roles, costing $60 million to produce.
Jesus.
With a runtime of only 12 minutes.
Are you serious?
It became the most expensive venture per minute in the history of film. It includes the rather wonderful moment at 6 minutes and 25 seconds where Arnie uses a shotgun as a baseball bat against a mini flying saucer.
What?
You can see that in all the footage here. Wow, that's so funny.
What in the fuck?
How fun.
What were they on?
I don't even understand.
$60 million.
Jesus.
It's not the kind of record I want under my belt.
That's so crazy.
Jeez Louise.
Another little fun fact, it says that both Linda Hamilton and Robert Patrick got ripped for their roles.
Oh, of course.
They trained with rigorous running regiments and all kinds of stuff at high speeds without fatigue. 3 hours a day, 6 days a week for 13 weeks. Jesus. Yeah. It says that anyways, yeah. So the melting scene was actually freezing for the actors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the substance used instead of melting steel, which would have been way too dangerous to use, actually.
Right.
Actually,
I would assume.
Right, exactly. Actually needed to be kept cool to maintain the high density.
Oh, wow.
This meant that the temperature was set to pretty cold, and the actors had to be sprayed with fake sweat.
Wow.
Yeah, to pretend as though they were
That's funny.
being cold. That's so funny. Cameron name drops his dog. His dog's name is Wolfie. So he gets a little name drop.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Funny.
No way. There's a link to Gremlins 2.
What? Hang on. We gotta save that one for later.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Haven't made it to Gremlins 2 yet.
Okay. Well, sorry. We'll come back to that. Anyways, so
good movie. You should go watch now.
yes, you should go watch the movie.
Do it
It's a really fun time.
right now.
It says that the T-1000 was nearly played by Billy Idol.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger was given a plane as a gift.
Given a plane.
Yep. Schwarzenegger was given, albeit a used plane, as a gift.
But still a plane.
For being in this movie. It was given to him by producer Mario Casar.
Are you fucking serious?
The Gulfstream 3 was worth around $14 million.
That is ridiculous.
That's so crazy.
I wonder if he still has it.
The same,
That'd be really funny.
The same minigun used in the scene where he's like, scaring off the helicopter is the same minigun that is used in Predator.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right, yeah. Which, again, let's go ahead and just end on that for a second while we can. Let me just go ahead and say, just for all of those of you who didn't know this already, the great company, General Electric, that makes all of your favorite home appliances.
Right.
Stoves, fridges, monitor screens, miniguns.
Of course.
All the home essentials that you may need. So just
can't
know,
do without.
Just know, if you ever see a General Electric item, just know that they also were the first ones to invent the rotary minigun. And with that, we'll go ahead and end this episode. Thank you so much for listening.
You know what to do.
Exactly. If you're looking for us, you can find us on all the major podcasting platforms. Just type in The Aftermath. You should be able to find us. And if you can, give us a 5-star review. That would be very beneficial to us. We would really appreciate it.
Yeah. Send you a cake. But only
if you can guess what time we're recording right now.
Think real hard now.
Bet you won't. But anyways, like I said before, I really appreciate everyone listening out there. If you're also looking for other ways to get in touch with us, you can type in Linktree/Ian Wolf, and you can find all of our links there, find all of our social media stuff, and all that. But until next time, thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.